Have you ever left a conversation feeling drained, unsure why? Not because someone shouted or belittled you. In fact, they were kind, gentle, even offered warm compliments. Yet afterward, you felt hollow, doubtful of yourself, and subtly uneasy. And that's not just your mind playing tricks. It could mean you've crossed paths with someone, hiding a dark-hearted nature behind a facade of warmth, concern, and friendliness. A dark heart doesn't always show itself boldly. These individuals don't yell, slam doors, or openly insult you. They select their words with care, saying just what you want to hear, then subtly infiltrate your emotions, pulling you down and dimming your sense of worth. It might be the coworker who praises you but quietly undermines your opportunities, or the family member who claims love while slowly draining and controlling you day by day. In this video, we won't explore evil dramatically or with fear. We'll examine it calmly and clearly through 5 types of people with subtly malicious intent. Not to judge or grow cold, but to understand, and most crucially, to learn how to shield yourself, maintaining peace of mind like a true Stoic, calm, composed, and firmly grounded. 1. The friendly manipulator. This person never raises their voice. They don't insult you or apply obvious pressure. Instead, they approach with kindness, sweet words, and gestures of apparent goodwill. But if you observe closely, you'll notice that each interaction leaves you feeling slightly diminished, less confident, and a bit more uncertain than before. This is the manipulator posing as a friend. They don't dominate through force, but through the illusion that you need their validation. They might say, "You're so talented," but sometimes you seem a little impulsive. Maybe it's just inexperience. It sounds caring, yet you walk away feeling inadequate. Their danger lies in their subtlety. You don't realize you're being manipulated. They always present themselves as your helper, the one who truly understands you. But beneath it, they sow seeds of self-doubt, nudging you to adjust to their comfort. I once knew someone like this. He'd praise my leadership potential in meetings, but in private talks with our boss, he'd casually suggest I seemed unstable or needed more supervision. At first, I thought it was honest feedback. Only when I was sidelined from major projects did I see he wasn't helping me grow. He was keeping me down, wanting me to feel I needed him. Stoicism teaches us to stay vigilant, not vengeful. Marcus Aurelius didn't say to rage against such people. He advised observing them as an outsider, maintaining clarity and composure. Epictetus wrote, "You can't control others' words, but you decide what enters your mind." That's the key. Manipulators don't win through actions, but through subtle suggestions that chip away at your self-belief. Stay grounded in your worth, and their words become mere whispers in the wind. If someone's conversations leave you trusting yourself less, be wary. They may not hate you, but they don't want you stronger than them. A Stoic doesn't rush to cut them off, but builds inner distance, ensuring no one but you defines your worth. 2. The pretender's false love. The pretender doesn't bring overt negativity. They don't harm you directly. In fact, they make you feel like they're your closest ally. They listen, agree, cheer you on. But notice this, they're only there when you're at your lowest. When you start to rise, grow stronger, they fade or turn sarcastic. This person loves only your most vulnerable self. They want you emotionally reliant, but they're never truly happy when you evolve. Early on, they act like your safe haven, understanding you like no one else. But as you grow healthier, stronger, they pull back. You might hear, "Wow, you've really changed. Not the same person anymore, are you?" As if growth is shameful. as if not needing them is betrayal. Their playful jabs hit your insecurities, like looking sharp, trying to turn back time. They call it teasing, but it feels like mockery cloaked in a smile, not love. I had a friend like this. She was there when I was down, offering comfort, always checking in. But as I found my path, took care of myself, learned to say no, she withdrew. Then came the message, "You've changed so much. Hanging with new people now, forgetting the old ones." I hadn't grown cold. I'd just stopped feeding her emotional need. Stoicism doesn't demand loud exits from such people. Seneca said it well. Don't hate the disingenuous. See them as tests of your clarity and steadiness. To spot true kindness, watch how someone treats you when you no longer need them. A real friend celebrates your growth. A pretender values you only when you're weak, where they hold emotional leverage. Stoicism teaches that true connection doesn't shrink you or guilt you for growing. If someone clings to your past self but ignores who you're becoming, they're not rooting for you. They're anchoring you to their comfort. You don't owe anyone stagnation. If they only love you when you're down, that's not friendship. It's dependency dressed as affection. As a Stoic, stay quiet, step back, and keep moving toward strength. 3. The emotional controller. Some don't declare, "I want to control you." They don't bark orders or threaten. Instead, they wield emotion, making their control feel like care because it's cloaked in love. Often a spouse, family member, or close friend, they don't outright forbid. They suggest. They don't demand. They worry. They say, "I just don't feel good when you hang out with them," or "That outfit's not right for your age, people might talk," or "Working so far away. Aren't you worried someone could take advantage?" It sounds protective, reasonable. But look closer. They're shrinking your world. Every choice becomes an emotional negotiation. They don't want you independent. They want you relying on them for safety. The worst part? They make you feel guilty for pursuing your own path. Want alone time? They're sad. Reconnect with friends? They turn cold. Say no? They withdraw, later mentioning their disappointment. They don't tie you with chains, but with guilt. I heard a story from a woman married 20 years. Her husband never yelled or used force, but she'd lost friends, hobbies, independence. She said, "He wants what's best for me, but I'm in a glass cage." Stoics call this a prison of overprotection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Freedom isn't just escaping chains. It's not letting your mind be ruled by another's emotions. If your actions revolve around someone else's feelings, you're living their life, not yours. If you need permission to be yourself, pause and ask, am I living to keep them calm or to keep growing?" True love doesn't demand constant presence. It wants you strong, free, choosing to return, not emotionally tethered. Stoicism doesn't push rebellion, but emphasizes boundaries between care and control, connection and captivity. You can love without losing yourself. Epictetus said, "If peace of mind is the cost, no matter the name, it's not worth it." 4. The subtle saboteur. Not everyone attacks with harsh words or obvious actions. Some take a quieter path. They don't openly oppose you, but they never fully support you either. They're there, yet they're the first to make you doubt yourself. Often a longtime friend, coworker, or family member, they never seem blatantly wrong. But notice this. Whenever you're excited, they highlight risks, failures, reasons things might not work. You say, "I'm starting a small shop." They reply, "The economy's rough. Most shops fail fast. Just think it over." You mention learning a new skill. They say, "At our age? Why bother? Relax." They don't stop you, but they cloud your mind with doubt, always framed as concern. They call it realism, but it doesn't empower. It makes you hesitate, second guess, maybe retreat. I knew someone like this. Whenever I planned something new, he offered soft, logical concern. I'm just worried that path's stressful. You're fine now. Why complicate things? At first, I valued it, but I realized he only appeared when I was about to grow, leaving me less clear, more doubtful. The danger is it feels like support, sounds like care. But if sharing your dreams with someone leaves you less excited, less sure, that's not care. It's control disguised as honesty, eroding your spirit under the guise of realism. Marcus Aurelius said, "The wise don't need others' approval to do what's right. They only need to avoid betraying their own nature." Don't let someone else define your path, especially not one who sows doubt while claiming love. If someone constantly highlights what could fail, making you pause more than act, step back. They may not be ready for your shine, and that discomfort, conscious or not, drives them to keep you small. Stoicism doesn't teach distrust or cutting ties coldly, but clarity. Keep your mind like a mirror to see who lifts you and who holds you back. Once you see it, no need to argue or explain, just keep walking forward. 5. The energy drainer. Some don't hurt with cruel words or clear actions. They simply exhaust you by existing. They don't criticize or control, but every moment with them leaves you heavy, drained, sometimes guilty for feeling so. The energy drainer lives in constant negativity, always a complaint, a pain, an injustice to share. They don't attack you, but they pull you into an emotional pit you don't notice until you're in deep. At first, you're just listening, empathizing, supporting. But over time, you dread their calls, avoid meetups, and after each talk, you're left silent, as if you've weathered a storm. They say, "You're my only one to talk to," so you stay feeling guilty. They say, "Nothing works out for me." No one cares. And when you comfort them, they reply, "You don't get it. It's easy for you to say." Eventually, you see they don't want solutions. Pain is their identity. Victimhood makes them feel seen. They don't need a lifeline, just an audience, and that's you. Stoicism doesn't make you cold, but reminds you, you can't fill another's cup if yours is empty. Epictetus said, "A loving soul doesn't carry every burden, but knows which to carry and which to set down." You're not obligated to endlessly hear the same story, not from lack of compassion, but to protect your mental health. I had a friend like this. I gave time, energy, advice, but nothing changed. They needed me to validate their suffering, not to grow. One day I stepped back, not with anger, but with distance, enough to stay grounded. Not selfishly, but because a drained presence isn't a gift. You're not here to carry the world or be everyone's savior. Love doesn't demand constant sacrifice. Kindness doesn't mean no boundaries. If someone leaves you depleted, ask, "Am I helping? Or am I chained to their pain?" If it stings, that's your cue to step back, reclaim your energy, and draw a line. Stoicism reminds us, to bring light to others, your inner fire must burn strong. What to do? After spotting these types, the smooth manipulator, the false pretender, the controlling protector, the subtle saboteur, the energy drainer, you might wonder, what now? Cut them off, confront them, stay silent? There's no universal answer, but there's a Stoic path. Stoicism doesn't call for coldness or rigidity. It urges intentional response, not getting drawn into emotional games, not letting negativity reshape you, and never letting toxicity steal your peace. With manipulators, stay sharp. Observe their words like an outsider, untangled from their subtle implications. Ask, am I acting from my values or their influence? With pretenders, Don't explain or fix things. You don't need to prove you still care. True allies rejoice in your growth. Others guilt you for moving on. Don't apologize for evolving. Just keep aligning with your true self. With controllers, stay calm, clear. Don't react with anger. Say, I value your concern, but this is my choice and I'll own it. A Stoic doesn't need approval, only inner clarity. With saboteurs, don't accuse. Just distance yourself. Stop sharing your dreams and they'll fade. You don't need cheers from those waiting for your fall. Focus on your steps, the only thing you control. With drainers, compassion doesn't mean burnout. Say, I need space today. I'll listen when ready. That's not selfishness, it's self-regulation, the foundation of Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius said, if someone angers you, ask, have I given them power over my mind? Pause when your peace wavers. Anger, pain, disappointment, and ask, am I choosing this or am I being pulled? Stoic freedom isn't removing toxic people. They'll always exist. It's mastering your response. You can leave a provoking talk calmly, choosing not to retaliate or justify, knowing you've done right. Toxic people win only when you lose yourself. A Stoic never lets that happen. Don't fear recognizing these patterns. You don't need to change them, just your response. That's a powerful step toward mastering life with Stoic calm. Don't waste energy fixing toxic people or blaming yourself for letting them in. See them as tests for growth, clarity, self-mastery. Each boundary held, each silence chosen over reaction, each peaceful step away brings you closer to inner freedom. You don't need to defeat them. Just ensure they don't pull you down. Choosing peace over reaction, moving forward without needing validation, is the calmest, most powerful victory. Thanks for watching to the end. If this resonated, follow, subscribe, and share with someone who might need it. See you in the next video where we'll remind you, peace isn't out there. It starts with how you see and respond to the world.